Okay, how are you? This is my assignment today. I will be looking over the Bay 1073 MPF, which is a Neve replica with its own flavor and sauce added to it from what I was able to research. I'm going to go over the basic components and at the end what I believe it can be used as far as using this in a way that you guys aren't typically accustomed to. I know you guys mostly use this for every session, or at least almost all of them. So I will try to add some secrets that I found that were really cool, but other than that, here we go. So this is a stereo channel preamp, right? Okay, here we have our low pass filter, which is, pretty standard in everything you guys use. For vocals, typically it's set up around 80. You can go less if you want to allow more low end, but typically most engineers will set it to 80 to cut off the low end of frequencies in the room and vocal signal and whatnot. Okay, and this guy, the impedance switch with the ohms meter, 1200 or 300. For our kind of work, they would recommend that we keep it up on 12 for brighter, more flavor characteristics. However, if you feel like the artist is kind of nasally, thin, maybe you want a little more of a darker tone, you can switch it to 300, and it won't change it drastically, but it should add a lower, darker coloring to your recording. Okay, and last but not least, in the front, we have the output here. From many of the professional engineers that use this, they recommend that you keep this blasted all the way for the headroom of the gain to have freedom, and then you can, here you would do your dial in, by your 5 dBs or your 10 dBs or however you see fit, with line enable for more in between readings of 5 instead of the holes that you're seeing here, which I believe is 30, right? So yeah, you can really change it with the line. And then if you wanted to get in between 5, or you really want to sink in just a little bit, obviously you can kind of tweak it in here and there, but they really don't recommend that you come around here, especially because we're all recording in the box, and they say that the gain coming out isn't ideal, nor is it attractive. So you really don't want to come past here, but they recommend if you should keep it to the max or close to the max to really get the full flavor of this baby. Okay, so here in the back, the gold one here is the back of the 1073. We have the DC power output, right, coming into, coming into the input 1, which you have coming out for your output, right? And then if you wanted to use the other side for stereo, this could work really good for our new microphone, our Townsend. You could use both of these and have them for a stereo signal. However, this here, I'm not sure if you guys bought it like this, or it came like this, or it came without it. I would like to know. This is supposed to be what they call a blend. So it'll literally take both your stereo outputs and convert it into one output stereo. So that would be really interesting to see, if I could take this off and see if there is what they call the blend output, and then you can come in, with your stereo signal into the Pro Tools as one signal, but you'd be getting both of the sides into one. So that could be really cool for our new mic, if it's what it should be. It should be blend. Another little interesting fact is that you could use this, let's say you have both coming in, right, line, and you have those signals. Let's say you have your session, you like it where you want, you can send it back to Pro Tools into here if you're no longer using it, and you can kind of use this as a heater or a light saturation, kind of like the God compressor on the SSL in the middle of the console, where you just want to run everything through it at the end to just give it that oomph, that heat, that voltage, that vibe. And you could use this like that as just an overall saturator. That's my presentation right now for the 1073. I'm going to study more, and with sessions coming in, I'm going to definitely take a gather at it and use it in action. But that's what I learned about it, guys. Thank you so much, and hope you learned something and enjoyed this little presentation.